Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got an exciting product to show you guys. I've had these leatherette seat covers installed in my Tacoma now for a couple weeks, and I must say I've been pretty darn impressed with these. These have a great OEM look to them. The seats have the perforated look, also has this carbon fiber look on them as well. And if I didn't know, I would think these are straight from the factory, to be honest with you. For the price point of less than 300 bucks, I mean, you really can't go wrong with these if you want some good protection for your car seats. They're comfortable, as I mentioned. If you have little shits like I do who tend to like making a mess, or dogs or whatever, this is a great option for you to help protect your car. And one cool thing too, it did come with a center console cover as well, which is nice, so you don't have to purchase that as well. But yeah, I have the install video after this section. I'll leave a link in the description for this product if you're interested in buying it, and if you do like it, just make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and I appreciate all the support. Thanks. Taking a look at the standard cloth interior on the Toyota Tacoma. The fabric itself is really nice. The seats are comfortable. I do like the two-tone look with the gray and lighter gray color on it. The patterns on it are a little too complicated for my taste, but maybe if you shop at Dan Flash's, you might like them. Also, the fabric kind of collects dog hairs very easily, which I'm not a big fan of, and it probably will stain easier versus leather. Now, taking a look with the car seat covers installed, these are a full leather material. These form fit on the seats, I would say, pretty darn well, especially for being car seat covers that are aftermarket. These look fantastic in my opinion. It's a nice soft leather. I think it has a really nice OEM look to them. For the price point that you're paying, I mean, you can't go wrong. If you're looking for leather covers to replace your existing car seats, you're looking at, north of 800 bucks. So for the price point for these, to give them the look that you get, I really think you can't go wrong with them. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is the cover center lettering is in white. Kind of wish they went with black, or maybe just removed it altogether to give it a nice OEM look, but that's not a deal breaker for me. It's on the lower part of the seats anyway, so when you're sitting down on them, you're not going to see them, but these look fantastic. There were some creases like on the headrests and some parts of the seat covers from shipping. Maybe they'll loosen up or kind of straighten up over time, but we'll see about that. Other than that, everything else was really nice. I do like how they have the back seat pockets, and you do gain an extra pocket on the driver's side versus stock. Now, usability for the rear seat storage area is still easy to access. These covers don't really impede it. When you do fold the back section down, it is slightly tighter, but not terrible. And these back seat covers do cover the whole back of it as well, so if you use the hard shell plastic area for dirty items, you will dirty your seat covers, but I guess it's another layer of protection. So unboxing these bad boys, you'll see that they come in a fairly small box. All the seat covers fit inside here nicely. There is some paperwork and some items you'll need for the install. The install will probably take you about 2 hours. You're taking your time putting it in. The installation guide here outlines some items to watch out for. There's also a QR code for an installation video, which they did a really good job. And check out that Tacoma graphic, it's pretty cool. Also a nice little thank you letter for being the first 50 Tacoma owners to purchase this. Pretty cool. So this comes with some clips, gloves, and a plastic tool for the install job. They do recommend wearing gloves for the install so you don't scratch the leather. So here we go with starting the install. I started with the rear 40 section of the 60-40 split rear seats. I just started off here because it's smaller, and just to get a feel how the install would go before I do the bigger section. And these seat cover bottoms basically just go around the base. They just fit snugly around it, so you just got to take your time just fitting it into place. So it does fit fairly tightly, so you might need some gumption to get it to fit right. So just take your time and work it around to get it in. Also to note, some sections of this video was sped up for your viewing pleasure, so you don't have to sit there and watch me struggle in certain areas. So if it does seem like I'm going pretty quick, it's just because I sped up the video, so this video doesn't drag on too long. This did have a cutout for a strap for the rear seats. The newer Tacomas don't have them. I think when the first third gens came out, they had them, but in my case, I didn't have a strap to pull through there. And the last step for the rear seats is there's a drawstring that goes around the entire bottom seat cover, and you basically just pull down on these tightly to get it nice and tight, and then just tie a knot on them. And then once you tie the knot, you just want to tuck in the string underneath the seat covers so they're out of sight. Next, I remove the rear headrest. Obviously you can do this ahead of time, but you just want to get these removed before you do the back bench seat covers, because you're going to need these removed to do that step. Okay, the next step, we grab the corresponding 40 section for the rear bench seat. There's a zipper you want to unzip, and also some Velcro that you're going to undo to unfold the bottom portion of the seat cover so you can fit it over the back portion of the seat. You do need to unlatch it to get it down, and then just fit the seat cover over the seat itself, and just take your time working it down. It fits pretty tight, nothing terrible, but some areas you do need to pull tight on to get it to fit. And the rear strap, to unlatch the rear seat, you just want to pull it through the hole of the seat cover. Okay, next you want to take the bottom portion of the seat cover and feed it underneath and pull it from the rear. So you're going to fold the seat down and grab it from the back. This section, the tighter you get, the more snug the seat cover is going to fit. So just take your time pulling that and getting it nice and tight. So don't forget, you have to zipper this closed when you're done. It's best to do this step last once you get the Velcro strapped down nice and tight, and then do the zipper so you have some wiggle room to get it nice and tight. Here I did this off camera because I was holding the camera in one hand. It was easier to do, so I just wanted to demonstrate. But when you're done, this is what it's going to look like. So here's a side-by-side comparison of what the stock seats look like versus the ones with the seat covers on. So next we're going to work on the 60 portion of the rear seats. It's essentially the same type of install. The bottom cushion's exactly the same. The rear portion of it's a little bit different. You just have to accommodate for the rear center armrest belt. But same principle, you want to unzipper it and then unfold it. And then you want to make sure that you slip the cushion underneath the seat belt before putting the center portion of the seat cover behind, as you'll see in this part of the video. And now for the center headrest, you just want to push the leather seat cover down as so. Next we're going to install the rear headrest covers. You want to make sure that the portion of the headrest cover that has the cutouts for the headrest brackets is on the corresponding side before installing it. I do recommend a hard surface to just help push the cover down, and just take your time working it in. You may have to adjust it left and right too to get the headrest centered perfectly, but just take your time and you'll get it right. Now the left hand side is the incorrect way to install it, the one on the right hand side is the correct way. So when your headrest covers are on, just reinstall your headrest back onto your seats. Next we're going to work on the front seats, you want to remove the headrest first, and then you want to get the proper corresponding cover looking at the SRS tag on the seat, and it matches the one on the car seat cover. So same thing, unzipper it first, then undo the Velcro before slipping the back portion of it on. I also want to point out too that Cover Center does recommend using gloves for the install. I just find it easier working with my bare hands for the install, but just be aware that you do run more of a risk of scratching up the leather on the install, or maybe scratching up your hands when you're working on underneath the seats, but I prefer barehanded. Okay, next you want to get the car seat cover pushed down, like so. Next you want to remove these two clips. This is the back of the front seat cover. It attaches to the bottom of the seat cushion. This is a little tricky to take out. You kind of have to move these clips sideways and then push them out. I did my best to give you a close-up of what it looks like here. Next, push the portion of the seat cover through the two seat cushions, and we're going to grab that later on to tighten it down. But for now, just push it through and we'll address it later. Next, we want to grab the correct corresponding bottom seat cushion. I'm doing the passenger seat right now, so you'll see the manual seat cutouts on the left-hand side. So just take your time working this into place, and then the back portion of the bottom seat cover we're going to feed through between the two seat cushions. Here I took the tightening string and I fed it through this loop first, and then I tucked in the loop underneath the seat as shown. Now the three straps on the front bottom cushion, you just want to feed it through on the bottom. Just make sure you go above the bar to adjust the seat forward and back. You don't want to go underneath it, so just keep that in mind. Next, using the tool that they provided, you want to start working the leather in between the plastic to tuck it in. So just take your time and work it around nice and slow, and you'll tuck it in between the plastic to give it a nice clean look. And the string that we're going to tighten the seat cushion down, you just want to feed it underneath the plastic as shown. Next we want to take the cloth car seat cover and we want to fold that back up and over. Then that way we can pull down the leather car seat cover over this. And then we're going to pull on tightly here to get this as nice and tight as we can. Just make sure the tighter you get this, the more snug you'll be. And once you pull that up, you just want to get the back car seat cover velcroed into place as shown. Now next we want to take the straps from the bottom cushion and feed it through the buckles. It's a pretty standard buckle, so once you feed it through, you just want to get that nice and tight. So here's a look underneath the seat. Just make sure you don't have any straps going over any wires before tightening it down, and get these nice and snug. Okay, next we want to get those two strings and get them as tight as we can, then tie a knot on them. Again, just watch out for any wiring. You don't want to tighten this over the wiring. Next we want to grab the metal hooks that were supplied in the kit. Then you want to feed the strap through the hook loop, and you want to pull the hook a little bit further down. Then you want to take the tip of the hook and feed it through the loop of the strap to get it nice and tight. And you want to put this underneath the seat and try to hook onto one of the bars of the seat cushion. Again, try to avoid any wiring or anything like that. Similar to the rear headrest covers, you're going to do the same thing with the front headrest covers. So take your time installing the headrest into it. You want to do it on a nice flat hard surface, and keep in mind of the headrest bars, and make sure the cutouts on the headrest cover are on the right side. Okay, and once done, reinstall the headrest back onto the seat and you're done. The driver's side seat is going to be the same exact install, but I want to make note of some differences if you have a power seat. So the power driver's seat is going to have more wiring and motors underneath the seat. So when you feed the bottom straps from the bottom cushion over, you just want to make sure you're not going over into the wiring. So make sure you strap it up over wiring and underneath the motors as shown. The bottom seat cover was designed for manual seat controls, not powered seat as shown. So what I did is I just ended up kind of folding it over. This wasn't the final way I had it, but just kind of tuck it up and over the best that you feel that you like it for looks wise. It's not perfect, but it's not bad either. This kit also came with a center armrest cover, which is nice. There's no tab showing you front or back, but if you fold it out, you can kind of tell which one goes to the rear and which one accommodates the latch. So once you figure that out, just slip it over and just work it into place. Jeez, pug.